Hi everybody, this is Dr. Thomas Boo from Northern Illinois University School of Music. I'm director of the Wind Symphony and conductor of the Husky Marching Band, and I'm here offering a virtual workshop, some ways to take the next steps in your career as a music professional. The topic is called Adulting 201. So you went to college, you got a degree, you got a job, now what? Well, I want to go through a series of topics to help you take those next steps. This is a workshop I've presented at a half dozen music education conventions around the country. Now I'm bringing it right to your living room. So here's some of the topics we're going to cover in Adulting 201. First, we're going to talk about sanity in scheduling as opposed to insanity in scheduling. You know, nothing says that you take every gig invitation, every honor band invitation, every clinic invitation for your band. You have to be selective. You should be selective, both for your sake and the sake of your students. How do you know which ones to take and which ones not? Well, we'll talk about that. And by the way, there really is such thing as doing less. You know, this crazy coronavirus time has really taught me the value of doing a little bit less. I want to be able to invest in my family. I want to be able to take care of my yard a little bit better. Heck, I want to take a little bit better care of myself. There is such thing as less. Which brings us to the next topic, the power of no. That might be the most important word in your professional vocabulary. So when we say no, how do you say no? How do you buy yourself time to really reflect on things? And then when are the times when you really should say yes? Because there are such things as, wow, I really need to say yes to this, so maybe I say no to that. These are some of the topics. We're going to talk about building relationships, how to invest in other people in a meaningful way. Again, prior to coronavirus, I shuddered to think about how busy I was. And I didn't take as much time as I needed to or wanted to for my family, my students, my colleagues. Now, I think I have a little better perspective on that. So I just want to share some thoughts with you about how to build relationships. Let's talk about long-term musical growth in 3 levels. First, for you, how do we all continue to grow as professionals? Second, how do we grow our ensembles? Do you have a 4-year scope and sequence for your ensembles? Do you have a vision, or are you just getting by from one concert to the next? And then finally, what's the long-term growth plan for the individuals within your band? How do you know that they're growing? How do you know that they're developing? And what would that look like? We're going to talk about planning, both for trips, for concerts. We're going to talk about planning from a budgeting perspective. What does that look like? These are all things we want to be able to go over. We're going to talk about negotiating. How do you learn how to negotiate with vendors, with music stores, with travel companies, with private teachers? How do you negotiate even with your own administration? To quote Mick Jagger and the Boys, you can't always get what you want. No, you can't always get what you want, but you can try sometimes, and you just might find you get what you need. Again, apologies to Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones, but they were right about that. Finally, we're going to talk about self-care. How do you find a way to balance work and life? You know, there's a lot of talk these days about work-life balance. I think right now that's more important than ever. So as we come out of this period of isolation, what's that going to look like? Whatever the new normal is, it won't be the old normal, but we'll still have some of the same challenges. So, if you're interested in this virtual workshop, simply send me an email, thomas.boo.music@gmail.com. For a really small fee, you can log on to my YouTube channel and watch this private content. You get PDF files that support all the topics. Again, this has been presented at state conventions around the country. Now you get it right in your living room. Once again, that's thomas.bough, B-O-U-G-H, thomas.boo.music@gmail.com. So, hope you are interested. Hope you'll check it out. And we'll see you there. Thanks.